Right, welcome to Saunders Shack. Got my old mate, buddy pal, Nosha the Dosher. She's sporting a poorly paw at the minute, empty fudge. Don't quite know what she's done to it, but she's feeling a bit sorry for herself. Anyway, Merry Christmas. We are in between Christmas and New Year as I record this video. And you may think, George, what the hell have you been doing? You've got a crane in front of you. Well, that's right. After Mum see that I was, Mum and my sister see that I was getting an interest in Lego again, guess what they bought me? Well, Mum bought me this, which is the Lego Technic mobile crane, 4-axle, and I couldn't really wait to do it and video it, sort of thing. So I sort of started building this immediately, and great fun. I really enjoyed it. It just reminded me how much fun building Lego is, and how far Lego has come on these days. I mean, the features this little crane has got boggles the mind compared to the stuff that I was used to. Lots of new different Technic parts, a lot more of these sort of I-beam type sections like this that haven't got the traditional Lego dimples on top, so you can't put a brick on a brick on a brick sort of thing, which is what Technic was when I last used it. But this crane is fantastically detailed, 4-wheel steering, and it's as you'd expect on the real model. The centre 2 wheels don't steer as much as the front and rear wheels. They steer more, as they do in the real life. And both of the flashing lights, they do the steering. Very clever. I'm loving it. You've got 3 controls on the crane itself. You've got these little ratchets as well, so it locks the gear in place. Blooming very clever. I'm not sure how many pieces this is, but it took me probably 6 hours, 7 hours, something like that, on and off, about 3 days. Yeah, right, that one there, take the ratchet off, that spools out the cable, like so. That one, what does that one do? Oh, that one booms it out. This one here, I'll do that, lifts it. Now I presume that this would be pneumatics, because I've still got some pneumatics from old Technic, but it's not. It's got a worm gear in there, so it you just twist this and it allows it to go. You know, it pushes the worm gear out and up it goes. It goes all the way up. I'll wind it. But yeah, a lot more different gears and differential type gears and that sort of thing than there used to be. But it does make a lovely model, really does. So we'll get that fully up. I know one thing I haven't done. So that's fully raised now. I haven't put the stabilisers down. You've got 4 stabilisers, 2 on the back. 2 on the front are a little bit more tricky to get hold of. Like so. Then if we want to boom out, we've got to spool out some cable first. Otherwise, as we boom out, the cable will pull the block onto the top pulley there. So spool it all the way out like that. Goes up a long old way. I think that's fantastic. There is a little bit of play in the old turntable and chassis, but actually you can see that on the camera there, but that is pretty cool. We'll continue spooling down, because it's got some capacity to it. Yeah, what we're doing here. going the wrong way there. Let's try going down. That's better, huh? So that is the load that they give you. They say, you know, that you get to build, which is not much of a load really. You get a little chain on it. But I thought that is it's a bit small scale, but it's not far off scale wise. So I thought that would do. That's not going to work, is it? I thought this would do as a good load for it, and it's metal. What is it? It's a Corgi. It's a Land Rover. It's obviously a Land Rover Defender. It's a Series 3 actually. So I'll look that on there, like so. Right, now we'll boom her up. And we've lost the load floors. We've had a major catastrophe. Look it back on again there. I can't have it swung too far out because it's, yeah, she's not liking that. We're going to lose the load. But there you go. If you keep it close to you, that's got a fairish weight on the end. That is. That's pretty impressive. I really enjoy building that. But anyway, enough of the crane. We've got to turn this pile of Technic Lego into a Liebherr R9800. So let's get the crane on the shelf and get building, eh Fodge? Well, before we get stuck in, the other thing I've got to show you is this. Oh yeah, I've got the Volvo 6x6 articulated dump truck to build as well, thanks to my sister. Yeah, so I really hit the jackpot with Lego. Which is why you can see I started off with the small little mobile crane just to get back into the groove a little bit. So the Volvo, that'll come later. Obviously we've got to get started with this, haven't we? So one thing I have found with Lego now is that they separate all the bits down into separate stages now. Like the crane had 3 separate stages, and you had about 4 or 5 bags per stage, which made it easy. You didn't have to open absolutely everything and search for everything. So, and it looks like the digger here is well, season 5. So we've got at least 5 different stages. So we haven't got to mess about with 4,000. You know, trying to find bits in 4,000 bits. Which makes life a lot easier, especially when we've got 2 massive manuals here. I suppose one could be the undercarriage, which this one appears to be. I know we've got upper structure there as well. Maybe this one is undercarriage, upper structure. And then this is the front end equipment. Yeah, it does appear to be. Holy moly. Right, so it's just a quick tally up of pages. There's 361 pages in that one. And there's probably not far off the same in here. 367. So a quick bit of maths, 36 and 36, 70 odd 2, and about 72. 722 pages. Right, we don't need that one, that's the front end. That can go down there. Page numero 101, the first step. Now there's 5 stages, 5/6 stages. So you've got the undercarriage, then we've got the upper structure, forward equipment, and a bit more on the I think then stage 4 is fitting well, it ain't going to be all the servos, but the engine bay and all that, and then 5 and 6 is finishing off. So going to be a bit of a marathon. It certainly is. Alright, page 1. We don't need stickers yet either. Finally, we can start building now. Right. Let's get to it. Right, now, Lego instructions. I can't remember what they used to be like, but from going through the crane, I realised that, I didn't realise, but I found it very, very easy to follow. Very well laid out instructions. There's only the odd occasion where, when you put in a pre-built bit onto, you know, the main, like the crane I was building, where it sometimes got a little bit tricky to see where it went, but you eventually figured it out. I'll have to keep a bit of a record of how actual long this is going to take. It could be a fairish while. But there is something just, if you've never played with Lego or anything like that, it's certainly worth getting a set and trying it. It's very therapeutic. You do have to concentrate on where you are putting parts, make sure they're going in the right holes, because you will soon get in a lot of trouble if you don't. So I've made something, not sure what. So I hope you all had enjoyable Christmases, despite the circumstances. Not been able to see family and all that sort of stuff. I would have spent the day with mother and sister, but of course that didn't pan out, as it didn't for a lot of folk. Now I can hear Ted barking, being some sort of retard. It's amazing how many these parts are, like, I think I've said it 2 or 3 times now, are completely new compared to what Technic was back in the day. They really are. They do enable you to build some very impressive stuff. They really do. I don't think I'm going to be able to show the whole process of building this digger, because frankly it's just going to take too long. You're not going to want to watch me for possibly 20 hours building this. You might do, I don't know, but I was how's that gone? There. I was planning on doing, I don't know, half a dozen videos on it, and you know, building it in between actually shooting the videos, you know, getting a bit further with it and getting to sort of some major milestones, and you know, like completing the undercarriage and that sort of thing. But we'll see how it goes anyway. We'll see how it goes. Get in there. Right, how are we looking? Missing the black one. In there. So we're rocking along. We're on page 18 already. Time to look at some questions, I think. They're quite handy. They give you a scale drawing of the length of beam you want. God, they could be black, so I'm struggling. Yeah, there you go. So with a single space in the middle, as is. I am guessing these must be the track frames, I would think. Right, where's these white things? No. Two of the blues. Black. Ah, these white things. I've not come across these white spaces before. That in there. No, not that. I'm doing that wrong. That in there, that in there. So you do have to concentrate. That in there, that locks all that together. First comment that we're going to look at, this phone will wake up, is Desmond James Calvert. Now, Desmond goes by the name of DJ Lego. He's got a little YouTube channel, and he messaged me. I'll quickly read the message out. Hey George, love your videos, man. I am also a Britain's Farm and Lego fan, and James May too. I've been building Lego since I was 8 years old. I've disability, I've no fingers, and yes, I build Lego, and which I find absolutely amazing. I have a YouTube channel if you want to check it out. I have a video showing you how I can build Lego. If you want to use it on your next Lego build, please do, buddy. I would appreciate that. Please feel free to contact me if you can help me with my channel, even better. I am no expert with YouTube, lol. Keep your videos coming, buddy. I really enjoy them. Take care, George. DJ. Well, DJ, thanks for the comment, mate. And I think your video, I watched your little class zeroing video, and I thought that was very good. Mightily impressed with, you know, how you managed to do it without hands and obviously fingers. It boggles the mind. It reminded me a bit of Andy Detweiler, the harmless farmer, who you know, he goes about his daily business with no arms at all and does everything with his feet. It's just, I just find you chaps amazing how you manage to, you know, go about your daily lives with, you know, missing body parts, so to speak. It's really quite amazing. I mean, I can't imagine doing anything without my hands, let alone putting Lego together. So, folks, please go and check out DJ's channel. There'll be a link in the description, and there'll be a link at the end of this video as well. Check him out, give him a subscribe and a like, and help the old boy out, because he's a lovely chap, and you know, he deserves some views. So give him a look. Give him a look. Right. So yeah, thanks, Desmond. Thank you very much. I shall keep an eye on your videos and see how you're getting on. Right. One of them. That is the tricky thing. Doing Lego whilst doing a video is not that easy, because you really need to concentrate when you're doing Lego. Otherwise, like I have said, you get it most wrong. But as long as you spot it early enough, so that's the wrong one. You are fine. I've got a lot of parts to look through here. We're looking for an Ujimaflopsit, if you know what I mean. Bit similar to, I'll tell you, that is I recognise that bit. I forgot about them. They're like a transverse, carry an axle that way and then one vertically. Yeah, I forgot about them. I want something similar, but one that does like that. One that, yeah, come here. One that's got a, hey, come here. one that's got an axle hole, which is I haven't got any axles here. Yes, I have. That's an axle. That's a Lego axle. Basically, it's just a shaft with a made into a cross, so that it's able to drive stuff. So this has got one of them and a smooth hole in it. So you there, you in there, one to the side. I really don't know whether this is interesting viewing or not. Let's bring up another comment. Right, Will214. Hi George, question for the video. What inspired you to get into farming, and what would you say to somebody wanting to start? If you're really that desperate to go into farming, something I wish I would have done when I was starting out would have been get myself a trade, a proper trade. Now a few of my mates, they done that, and it's something I wish I'd done. I mean, I can turn my hand to the trades, but I'm not, I'm not qualified in the trade. That is something that I would recommend to anyone getting into farming. Get yourself a trade beforehand, whether it be sparky, plumber, chippy, any one of them. It'd be a very handy thing to have, as well as being in farming. Like I say, because you use all three of those trades in farming. And if hold your horses. And if you are, and if you're fully qualified in a trade, you can get paid for it, simple as. Or if you get fed up of farming after 10 years or whatever, you've got a trade to drop onto. So that would be my big advice to anyone looking at getting into agriculture. Get yourself a trade first. I think, what was the other thing? What inspired me to get into farming? That was the other part of the question. Now, what did inspire me to get into farming? Don't know really. My dad, he used to work, he was a farmhand on farms, but he'd packed up at the time, I remember, sort of thing. He wasn't doing that at the time. And I've just realised these are the wrong way round. That's what happens. These want to be the other way, the way I've got that. See, nearly a critical error there. That could have, what's the word, cocked me right up later on. They want to be that side for the way I've got this. So, yeah, but, yeah, me and my dad, my dad was always in the farm and always sort of around it. And I guess that rubbed off on me, like, I was always out. I mean, not like these days where kids, all they do is sit inside on computers and on Facebook and play games and that sort of thing. I had my bike and I was gone. Where are we going here? See, I'm getting confused now. Right, yeah, so we've gone to that orientation. Hey. Now, something's gone wrong here. No, that's correct. That's the correct orientation. Ah. See? Easy to get fooled. I see what we're doing. These are going to be the drive wheels, I should think. Yeah, I was always out on my bike. There's always tractors about, floating around, going up and down the road. And I was always going off to see them. That's where it come from, really. Getting Britain's models like them, carpet farming. That was always what I wanted to do. From first I can remember, I was wanting to be a farmer. Simple as. Right, we've got to make some axles now. We require one of these old beauties, and we want one of those. We want one of those. So yeah, that's really, it didn't really come from anywhere, but it was in the family. Dad was a farmer, and that rubbed off on me. That goes on as well. We've got basically is that a sun gear? I can't remember what you call it. I'd call that a differential gear. So basically, you've got teeth one side and it's flat the other. So basically, the sort of gear you'd find in a differential. That on there, then that'll go through that one there. I want two of them. Another comment I think is coming on. Right, Jack Phillips. Question: which do you prefer, arable work or the dairy work, and why? I was always, I suppose, tractors and arable to start off with. When I was, a young lad, then first started work, I moved into dairy and did dairy for 6 years, 7 years, something like that. And then I moved out of dairy. I'd had enough of dairy by then. Moved out of dairy and went into contracting. Started contracting, done that for 15 years. Now I've gone back to dairy, obviously, on Liz's farm, Liz's family farm. So, but what do I prefer? I've always preferred the machines, I think, but it is nice. It is nice. Stay on there. It is nice. I mean, I've always loved cows, far more so than sheep and pigs. I've always been a cow man, whether that be beef or dairy. But I do like the cows. Do I like cows more than arable work? Don't know. Some aspects of cow work are really rewarding. Carving a cow, for example, difficult carving. Of which, well, it's not a difficult carving, but I did do I happened to have the GoPro with me the other day when I was assisting the cow to carve. Now, whether I've put that video out yet or not, it'll either have just gone out in front of this video, or it'll go out behind it. But stuff like that is, is own reward. It really is. You get a sense of achievement when you've done something like that, especially when it's like a backwards carve, or you've got twins or whatever, and you have to fight to get the calves out, and you get them out alive, the cow survives and all that. That is a really good feeling. But another really good feeling I get is when I've ploughed a field nicely, if you know what I mean. So I like both aspects, really. I'm happy doing either. Next question. Alright, Steve Granger. You don't seem to get Airfix type model kits of tractors, which is a good point. You don't, do you? You get everything bar, if I remember correctly. I have done a bit of Airfix in my time. Made a few planes. I think I made a tank back in the day as well. It always tends to be military stuff, doesn't it? Ships, tanks, obviously aircraft is what is the main thing. But yeah, no tractors or plant or anything like that. Lorries, I think you can get Airfix lorries, I think. But don't hold me to it, right? How's this going? Right, that goes on there, that goes in there. Look at that. How sexy is that? We're getting somewhere. We've got a long way to go, but we're getting somewhere. Let me push the blue one in. These are a lovely little design, these are. I do like these. They've got like a double side on one side. Very, very handy. Right, get in there. I'm trying to sometimes a bugger to get them lined up, but she's in. She is in, Jim. Yeah, no, you don't. Airfix was alright, but it never. I was never. I don't know. Never really floated in a boat. I made a lorry as well. I think it was a Leyland DAF XF, one of the first ones out back in the day. Like, obviously we're doing another one of them. Yeah, God knows where that's gone. That's probably in a bin somewhere, I think. But no, you don't seem to. I've not looked at Airfix for a long time, so I can't possibly comment on any new stuff. I can't. Right, Ging 155. What field work do you enjoy the most? Well, that's pretty easy. It's got to be ploughing. One of the last sort of jobs, agriculture jobs you can do, field work jobs you can do, where there really is a bit of skill involved still. You know, from setting the plough up, excuse me, to keeping a straight furrow, inverting the furrow properly. You know, you can really have a bit of pride in your work with a plough behind you. So that is easily my favourite fieldwork job, without a doubt. Without a doubt, I do love a bit of ploughing. Right, Strandon 123. Question: is most of your machinery experience with tractors and farm equipment, or have you been a little in the construction sector? Hi. It is mainly farm machinery. There's no doubt about that. Although I have dabbled in a bit of construction work in my time, so I do have a bit of experience on the likes of dumpers, 360s, wheel diggers. What else have I done? That's it. Nothing big though, really. The biggest digger I've operated is a 13 tonner, so not that big really. How does that? Is that right? No, that's not right. That's right. I've also laid concrete in sheds, properly in a big pour and that, and driven the concrete floats. They really are. What floats? What are they called? Power plates? I can't think what they're called. Basically, they've got two. You sit at a ride on, and you've got an engine, two levers, and either side you've got a paddle with 4 blades on it, for basically making a lovely smooth finish to the concrete. And pretty tricky to drive they are, but I did get pretty good with them actually in the end. But that's about it really for that. I'm not saying nothing much else really. I've not where's that gone? There it is. No, I've not had a job on a building site or anything like that. Although, you know, with the fact of doing this this digger, I have, I've always had an interest in machines, and oh no, where's one of them gone? There we are. So I've always had a bit of a fascination with quarries and mining machines. The big stuff. I wouldn't mind the opportunity to drive something big, something like this. I mean, just imagine having a drive on an 800-ton face shovel or backhoe. It'd just be epic, wouldn't it? Just be, the amount of power in your hand would be amazing. And I am putting them on the right way around, am I? There's that one. Yeah. So that is, you know, that is something I've always fancied doing. But the likelihood of it, probably not very likely, is it? But you can dream. Right, we've got happy days. George, are you and the missus going to head over the pond and visit OLF, aka One Lonely Farmer, when everything settles down? Whenever that'll be. Yes, I would love to go and see Wes over there, see his setup, see how he does stuff, and have a look at America, and I wouldn't mind going to Canada as well, and look around Canada whilst I'm there. But that is something I aim to do at some point. But I mean, especially not at the minute. It's just totally improbable at the minute with the current situation. But in the future, hell yes, hell yes. Wes, I will come and see you without a doubt. Right, so that goes on there like that. We are getting somewhere, aren't we? We are getting somewhere. But I can't believe that's only... There's a picture of this thing. Yeah, there is only 4 riders on it. But then you've got some big... And you've got the drive wheels either end, I should think. Something like that. So... Oh, anything else? I've got to do all this again, yeah, haven't I? Right, how are we looking? That's all on. I push that in, so it locks that all together. Now what do? We get to carry on. 2 more of these. And I've got the wrong thing on that. On there, and we want super long through there. That goes in there. Yeah, that's it. Matt Hart, looking forward to watching this. I do have a question to ask. What do you think you would have done if you hadn't gone into farming? Interesting question. Very interesting question. What would I have done? Well, at the time of going into farming, if I hadn't gone into farming, I would have possibly gone lorry driving. Don't know. But if we were to apply that question now, if I got out of farming now, what would I do? Well, the answer might surprise you. Don't know. I might go into. Hold on. Oh, yeah. Sorry, I had to think then. I was couldn't see how that was going to work, but I still can't see how it's going to work. What a specific one here, which is not coming to light. Oh, it's over here, that's what. If it was now, I don't know. I would I'd go into something like digger driving. Some of you will probably laugh at that. Muckle's probably laughing away to himself, thinking there's no way now you'd be a digger driver, George, but I ain't that bad at digger driving. I'll have to at some point when me and Mucker get together, we will have to have a look at a bit of digging. We was going to have a look at, what is it called? Encom. Their, what do you call it? It's like a steel wrist, goes on the end of a digger, and it will say that's the bucket. Instead of it just going like that, it can go all, you know, pivots and goes up and down and all that sort of thing. We could have a look at one of them, and I can show Mucker how to operate a digger. That'd be fun, wouldn't it? So yeah, it'd either be something along them lines, machinery operation of some sort. But the other thing that I possibly would do, that I do enjoy doing, is a bit of landscaping, that sort of stuff, building ponds and that, which you probably weren't expecting. But yeah, when I was building the pond in the garden here earlier in the year, that really was very enjoyable, and I could have quite easily seen myself doing that as a job. I've talked about it in a video that I've not released yet, that I filmed back in the summer it was, because I'm going to extend the pond. As is always the way when you build a pond, you always, after you've built it, you always decide, I'm going to make that bigger. So yeah, I've got some more stuff planned for the pond, and to be honest, I'm looking forward to the spring and start digging again and get constructing. I've got something really pretty cool lined up for it. So yeah, that's the other thing, sort of landscape gardening sort of thing, which is probably, like I say, probably not what you were expecting, but something like that anyway. Right, we want one of these drive wheels now. No, we don't. Before we put that on, let's pre-build it, that'll be easier. Right, Sam Howie. How big is your family's dairy farm, acres, stroke cows, etc.? I'm not I'm not actually 100% sure how many acres we've got. We are, I think, roughly about 300 arable, probably about the same again in grass, and we roughly milk about 120 cows, and but if you add all the calves, heifers, followers, that adds up to about we have about 220 cows, animals on the farm. So we have got quite a few animals. Are you right, Osh? Some strange things happening behind me. So yeah, we've got it's a fairly sized family farm. Oh, that goes through there. Again, these are an axle that you didn't have before. They've got a disc on the end so that it will sit flush in a hole like that. So we now want a red one of them. You want Nosh? Yeah, mate, Nosh a dosh. And that one's going on like so. That goes on right there, locks into all of them. It doesn't fall apart. Come on, get on there. Right, we are. I think we're getting somewhere. I don't know how many more we've got to go for it. Oh, I've got loads to go yet before we get done. So I think what we'll do is, I don't know how long it's been. Must have been at least half an hour, which is more than enough. So what we're going to do, Nosh, come on in, Fudge. Me and my old make bloody pound nosh are going to call it a night, I reckon, and we'll call it a night as well. Yeah, I hope you enjoyed this little vid. Tough luck if you didn't. I don't really care if you didn't enjoy it. I've enjoyed doing what I've been doing. We've made a little bit of progress, and we'll pick it up on the next one. So any more questions, send them in, put them in the comment section below. If you want me to answer your question on the next one, I will do. And don't forget to check out DJ Lego, Desmond's Lego channel, see how he gets on, and I'll see you on the next one. Ta-ta!